How is it going, everyone? This is going to be a UMass Amherst virtual campus tour using Google Earth, Google Maps, stuff like that. UMass Amherst is basically right here on your screen. I'm going to go back to Google Earth and show you some more, but I just wanted to show you the college start at the beginning. And I'm still back there, so we're going to go out. So this is a virtual tour of UMass Amherst. UMass Amherst, I actually went to for a semester in 2017. So I almost want to do this for more colleges. We'll see how it goes, but I wanted to start with one, I've been to, I know. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. This is going to be divided into sections. First will be like kind of a summary. We're then going to go into residential areas at the college. We're going to go into then places to eat. What would those be called? Dining halls. Whoops, dining halls. Dining halls next, and then after dining halls, we're going to go into specific buildings and stuff and where different majors are and stuff like that, and then we'll wrap up and stuff like that at the end, and I'll give some more thoughts. So, on my screen, you can see the Northeast U.S. right here, and you can see I have a pin at UMass Amherst. UMass Amherst is in Massachusetts, of course. One of several UMass colleges. There's UMass Boston, Lowell, Dartmouth. Amherst is the flagship college. It's by far the biggest in amount of people that go there and in size. It's located in western Massachusetts, not far western Massachusetts, but still considered western Massachusetts. About an hour, 45 minutes from Boston, on a good day without traffic, around 100 miles. From Boston. A little closer to Worcester, which is in the middle of the state. Pretty close to Springfield, Massachusetts, about 40 minutes. Connecticut border also is not too far from there either. So Hartford is not, too far either. But, Hartford, Connecticut. But, we're going to zoom in. So, here's Massachusetts. There's UMass. There's Boston. There's Worcester. Just to give you an overview. And then we're going to zoom in to Amherst itself, which is south of campus. This is Amherst Center. That's where Amherst College is. Very college town feel. Lots going on here. I think Amherst has like 40,000 people, but obviously it's way more when the students are here. And, they say UMass is in the middle of nowhere, but Amherst itself and a lot of these towns, a lot going on, especially when college students are there. So I don't totally agree with that. But, it's not a city school, so it almost feels like a city in itself, but it's not a city school. Anyways, okay, there is UMass there. And we're going to go back to Google Maps to do the next portion, but that's an overview. Google Maps. Okay, I was just doing some other things. So here is campus itself. As you can see, there's Amherst Center. Here's campus. University of Massachusetts Amherst. This campus is around 1,500 acres. For a school in Massachusetts in this area, it's, very big in size, Not something where you're going to take 5 minutes and walk across campus, that's for sure. I know there's, really big southern schools, which I don't think this is definitely that big. But for this area, very big school, covers a huge area, over probably 35,000 students normally without the pandemic, of course, which is going to impact stuff I say. I mean, I was here in fall 2017 for my freshman year. Freshman semester. I am not there anymore, but we'll talk about that later in the video. I did like it though. I liked a lot of aspects of UMass, which is one of the reasons I'm making this video. But obviously that was way before the pandemic, so very different than it is right now. But as things get back to normal, maybe there'll be enough people that the old UMass almost feels. Comes back, with, bustling with tons of people and everything. But we want to first talk about residential areas. So we're going to start down here. This is Southwest. Now, this makes sense because it's in the southwest corner. This is how a lot of these are named. Southwest area is here, and I just want to use my pen here and highlight it. That circle's probably a little too big, but you can see the high rises here. So these are actually high rises. They're 20-something foot story towers. I was in one of these for freshman year. I think it was this one. But there's 5 of them. There's also these smaller buildings kind of in the vicinity. And you have like a basketball court here. There's 2 dining halls we'll talk about. The stereotype kind of for the... before we talk about areas. So UMass areas, there's almost a stereotype for each area. But as someone said when I was there on a tour, the stereotypes are like 90% true. They really do kind of correlate to the areas, which is why I'm going to use them. So Southwest area, the stereotype for Southwest is, partying. There's like, I think 5,000 people who live here in normal times. So, tons of the students are living in this one area. It's definitely kind of the biggest party area, as its stereotype says. Lots going on. Not too quiet, of course. Although my dorm wasn't too loud, but, just the area itself. So if you're, outgoing, want a place that's very upbeat and stuff, Southwest area may be for you. But we're going to move on to the next area. So that's Southwest. Next, after Southwest, we're going to talk about Central. Now, the Central living area is kind of not as defined. It's basically these buildings up here. And this is kind of the eastern side of campus. It goes up a hill here. But it's kind of these buildings in here. And this is kind of, as Central states, it's almost like it's not as party-centric and so much going on as the Southwest area, but it's not like the Northeast area, which we'll talk about next. But Central is basically, kind of a mix, a good diversity of different, types of people. Not all people who want to party, not all people who want to stay in the room all day and study. It's really as the name says. Next to Central, and also these are kind of older style dorms, almost like New England, architecture buildings. Here, if I go here, you'll be able to see what I mean. Let's take this off here, and then we want to go here. Let's see. I know one of these halls was coming up. So see that style. That's kind of, the old New England dorm style, or I guess building style in general. But that's central residential area. Very close to Central, on that same hill, it's Orchard Hill. Orchard Hill is right here. It's more of just these few buildings, so obviously a little newer than Central. But the stereotype, this one is almost kind of like Central. I think it's kind of the same mix of people as Central. The stereotype is you have to be fit to walk to go up here because it's on a hill. So you have to walk up from the main campus to the hill. Probably not totally true, but, that's their little thing about the Orchard Hill living area. But Orchard Hill is basically near Central. I'd say it's a little more remote because you kind of have this forest and stuff in front, and just being there, like, you can't really see campus. But it's kind of like Central. Let's move this. Northeast. Northeast is in the northeastern part, which its name implies. It's this area right here. Hamlin Hall, Arnold Hall, Knowlton Hall, Johnson Hall, this area right in here. Northeast, the stereotype is, these are people who like to study. Quieter than, say, Southwest, which I think definitely, I was here, definitely is valid. Obviously, it's not as big. You don't have as many people living here. But, as the stereotype says, more studious here and stuff like that. Kind of implies, at least when I was there, that's how it seemed. So, maybe this is the area you want to be in. It's very close to, lots of campus. It really feels like it's right on the campus. There's dining halls here, Worcester Dining Commons we'll talk about. But, yeah, it's not like remote like Orchard Hill. It's very in the middle of stuff and a little quieter than some other places. North of that, you have some apartments here. These are just university apartments. And then you have the Sylvan and residence area. This one I almost forgot about. It's I don't think it's as populated as the other areas, even northeast. I think a lot of transfers usually were put in here. Yeah, kind of on its own, kind of like Orchard Hill. I know it doesn't have the best reputation being at the school. I've been to it before. For me, who isn't like, for me who would rather go be in kind of a quieter dorm, it looks pretty nice. But you're a little further away from campus, and yeah, that's that area. Because then this road kind of goes off campus here. But next, we want to talk about, before we get to dining halls, actually, whoops, there's one more residential area. Now, this is a little different. This is the Oak Hall and Elm Hall here. These are the, I can't even think about it, honors dorms. Now, as you can see, these are kind of right in the middle of campus. You could say like the campus pond is in the middle of campus, so you can see how they're kind of around here, kind of toward the athletic fields, but they're definitely in the middle of everything. These are very nice because they're honors dorms. I know they have like air conditioning and stuff, which, wow, if the other dorms had air conditioning. But yeah, nicer dorms, honors. I assume they're also more expensive. So that's the honors college. You have to get into, honors. It's all of these. Birch Hall, Maple Hall too. So this whole area right here. And then the gym is next door. Next, we're going to talk about residence areas. No, I'm wrong. We just talked about residence areas. Next, we're going to be talking about dining halls. I'm sorry. Dining hall time. So this will be the second part of this video. We talked about the residence halls. Now we're talking about the dining halls. Sorry, I was getting those mixed up a bit. So UMass has several kind of well-known dining halls. Most correlate to a residential area. So I want to start with Berkshire Dining Commons. That is in the southwest residential area. It's kind of as south as you can go here. So there's these were more upperclassmen housing, at least before, and then Berkshire is here, but it's very close to this side and everything. So I'm just going to include, say, like, it's just a southwest dining area. Berkshire dining it's very nice inside. The food is great. UMass food is just exceptional. I'll talk about it in a second, but Berkshire, they had more, American food, hamburgers, hot dogs, pizza, pastas and stuff. Kind of your more traditional, I guess I'll just say traditional food that you'd have at a college. Great food though. They have like, ice cream machines, soft serve ice cream. They just have, very, very high quality stuff. But Berkshire is more kind of your traditional side. Whereas Hampshire here, this is a little more healthy food. Now, I just want to say, I am not that much of a healthy eater, but I would go to Hampshire probably the most when I was at UMass. And, they have, things like chicken and kind of your more normal stuff, but it's kind of a healthier, healthier choices. Like they have like white, is it white cheese pizza? I don't know if that's a little healthier, but I just remember eating that there. But so they have kind of healthier things, still a ton of options. The food is top notch. UMass's food has been ranked first in the nation a lot. It's great. I loved it. It was probably one of the best things about being there. You always knew you were going to get a great meal. But Hampshire is very nice. Inside is very nice. It's kind of like a round buffet. You go around and you take your food. You go to your seat. But yeah, very nice dining hall. A little healthier than Berkshire, but really, really nice. So you have Hampshire. So that's Berkshire and Hampshire for the southwest residential area. We're going to go to Central now, the central area, which we talked about. And there's Franklin. Franklin dining is not as big as Berkshire and Hampshire are. Again, it's more traditional food. This one's almost a mix because it's kind of it's kind of the dining hall for this area. So, they have some more healthy food. I remember they have a lot of like, how do I say this? Like, like pastas and kind of salads and stuff like that. Not things like so much pizza or hamburgers or subs and food like that. If that makes any sense. But yeah, a little on the healthier side, I'd say. Not as big as Hampshire or Berkshire, but it's a nice dining hall. It's buffet, kind of buffet style. Again, they kind of serve you your food, but you go in a line. Yeah. I didn't go here as much, but I had some friends in this area, and we would sometimes eat there. Okay, so that's the Franklin Dining Common. Then you have the Worcester Dining Common. This one they definitely have a lot of various Asian food here. I think they have a whole section. Now, this may be an old satellite image because I know that they are updating this and they're making it bigger. I don't know if it's open yet because of COVID, but they expanded this. This is how it was when I was there, but they expanded it out here into the parking lot and it's much bigger. So it's going to be different now anyway. But I don't know if the food will be totally different. But again, it was very traditional food. Hamburgers, hot dog. So that's what you usually say after hamburgers. Hamburgers, various American foods. But there's also this kind of Asian food section, which is very good. So that kind of distinguishes Worcester Dining Commons. Other dining commons, there's not a ton of other ones except the one we'll talk about, which is... Now, of course, there's cafes and small things, and I know, like... the Honors College has their own cafes and stuff. So, of course, there's other places to eat. The other main kind of, dining area is what they call the Blue Wall, which is under the Hotel Umass, and it's where the Umass store is. So it's almost like a basement type thing, but this is a little different. I think you have to pay for this food. I don't think it's like included in your dining plan. This might be some of the best food they have. They had so many choices, any food you could think of, cuisines from worldwide, just great, very kind of almost like a bar-like atmosphere, kind of low lighting, lots of different tables and stuff, and, you have the sides lined up with food stores. Pretty unique. I really like it. As I said, you have to kind of pay your own money. At least you used to have to, but still, it's a really nice place to eat. And it's basically down here with the UMass store and the UMass Hotel. So if you look on the map, you're like, oh, where is that? Well, look for the UMass Hotel, and you basically go underneath, and that's where Blue Wall is. Let me see if I put it here. Blue Wall UMass. Food court. So, yeah, this is basically how it looks, I don't know if he's still there, but if you look in the back, this is kind of how it is. You get dining, you get these different places. I guess it is a food court, basically. But so that's that, and that's what a UMass store is. So that will complete the dining hall portion. So we talked about residence halls. We talked about dining halls. The next thing I want to talk about is basically kind of the layout of academic buildings, because obviously this is a college. So I want to bring up this map just for myself. So if we zoom out a bit, basically, it is kind of put into sections. So kind of in the eastern section near central and northeast, this is almost the science section. You have the life sciences building up here, this very nice building here. Life sciences lab. You also have natural sciences, which I was in while I was there, so I was in this building a lot. It's kind of the Moral Science Center. This is a very confusing building. um, if you go to UMass, you'll see, but very confusing, the layout. But that's basically the natural sciences building. So those are kind of on the eastern side of campus, kind of going into the northeast. And I know like this is a science building, the computer science building. This is a new building. It actually looks really cool. This is a computer science building. It may also have some, computer engineering lab. So a lot of the science stuff is kind of in this area. If we can bring this up, kind of in this area, kind of the northeast side of campus. So that's kind of your science area. Let's do business and management. So the Eisenberg School of Management is the management school in business. They just added on to it. I don't think the add-on is here on the Google map yet, but this area here where they're working, this is like a really cool area where they have studying, and it's kind of this round room, and there's stairs around. It's very nice. But that's the Eisenberg School of Management there. I think it is. It just doesn't come up, but that's okay. So School of Management, kind of in the front here, kind of southern part of campus. This is kind of a main road that goes through, so it's kind of right off there. This is where buses pick people up, Haggis Mall. So it's it's what I'll call the front. There's a place here where there's lectures. And then you have the art. There's actually an art museum. This is kind of the art building, art and music. Also kind of right in the front, very prominent. And then the campus pond and back. This building, Whitmore, this is where you go for the registrar and stuff like that. Again, kind of on the main road when you first come in. When you first come into campus from Amherst, you can either go left and you can go to Whitmore and Southwest area, or you can just go straight and kind of go up here into the sciencey area. So those are a few buildings. The crown jewel, I guess, is the W.E.B. Du Bois Library. Now, this library is the tallest library. There it is, and I'll show you some of my own pictures. Actually from the highest floor. I'll put those in the video, so you'll see them probably pretty soon. But yeah, this is the 20. There's 23 floors you can go to. I think in all 26. But this is the tallest library of a campus, of a college campus. Now, before COVID, you could go and you could just study on most of the floors. So I would go up to the highest floor, 20-something something's floor. It's total quiet study areas, and they have seats along the kind of perimeter. So there's bookshelves and then seats at the windows. But yeah, really cool. I'll put in some of my pictures of the views, but really cool to just sit up there and study with a nice view of campus and beyond. Very cool. So that's the library. Obviously, tons of resources there. Library is just huge. And it really just stands out. When you see campus from afar, there's a good chance you'll see the library. You'll also see the Southwest Towers, but the library really in the main campus is the kind of largest thing. You also have the Integrative Learning Center, the ILC. I know there's a lot of communications classes in here and stuff like that. Yeah, kind of liberal artsy stuff. There's a ton of classes in here, but I just know there's a concentration of communications classes, stuff like that. Very multi-use building. Same with the Hasbrook laboratory. This again, very multi-use. And then if we come down, let's go over here. This is kind of the architecture building, UMass Design Building, another nice new building. And then if we go down here, Bartlett Hall. There's a lot of little halls here. We'll talk about the chapel in a second. Dixon Hall. All of these are very, kind of multi-use. A lot of kind of general courses, English and stuff will be in some of these. But pretty close together, and they're more kind of on the western side of campus before you get to the athletic fields. The recreation center is here. The gym is great. Obviously, it's COVID. When I was there, I would go almost every day and play basketball, just get into a basketball pickup game. I didn't really go to the gym when I was back then, but I know it was really nice. And tons of people were there. Obviously, that's not the case now. You actually have like the marching band. That's a huge thing at UMass for football, and they have their own building. But Thompson Hall, Dixon Hall, all these halls kind of here and here. That's for, is that soccer or softball? That Curry Hicks cage, I think that's softball. But or lacrosse, it might be lacrosse. But all of these in here, kind of Central West Campus, are very multi-use, very multi-use buildings. Lots of different classes. Now Eisenberg School of Management comes up. So that's the new Eisenberg School of Management that doesn't come up on the Google Earth, but very, very nice. So for business people, business classes. So then you get to, as we said, the computer science building. Definitely a little more sciencey back here. This is the parking garage here. You can't really tell, but it is. And you can actually drive up here, and this is like a place where you can drop people off and stuff. Here's the social and behavioral sciences. There's engineering, as I said, kind of in this area. But yeah, that really sums up the buildings. There's also the chapel, which is really nice here. No, that's not it. Let me get my bearings straight. The chapel, here it is. It's very close to the library, the old chapel. Very cool architectured building. A lot of people get like photos in front of that. Then you have the campus pond. Not like a traditional quad, but kind of that feeling. Pretty nice. You can walk on both sides. People will hang out and do their work and stuff. Very centralized located. And then you have the athletic fields to the left, and then parking lots and such. So that obviously takes up a lot of the space here. But, not actually places you'd normally be going. So, for class anyway. That's kind of an overview of the whole building situation and where stuff is. It's hard to understand if you're not actually there. As an overview, sciencey stuff is more up here, north and western side. So let's go like this. Oops. Let's say this area. S, science, business. I don't know how this is going to work. And then kind of this area in here, you have the integrative learning center here, which I said is like communications and stuff, but very, very multi-use. This whole area is pretty multi-use. MISC, I guess I'll say. Miscellaneous stuff. I mean, that's really my best representation. Science, north and eastern side, some nice new buildings. Business has the Eisenberg School of Management, which is very nice. You have the library here, which is huge, big part of it. But yeah, I mean, that's basically it. A lot of these buildings are very multi-use. So you'll really be going around a lot, at least if things are the same after COVID as they were before when I was there. But who knows, maybe stuff is totally different and they really have classes organized differently. But at least when I was there a couple of years ago, that's how it really was when it comes to classes. So that's really the building section of this. Next, what we're going to do is kind of talk about my experience and what I liked, what I didn't like, and stuff like that. All right, so guys, just to talk a little bit before we kind of wrap up and I give you my 2 cents in my experience about UMass. I just wanted to talk about some various things. As I said, there's the UMass transit system. It's actually the Pioneer Valley transit system. And it goes to all the colleges in the area, the towns in the area. It's great. I mean, you can live off campus and there's like bus stops like on very rural roads. It's great. If you don't have a car, it's just perfect. You can get where you need to go without a huge hassle or taking Uber and stuff like that. Second of all, there is a lot of off-campus housing, many nice apartments. A lot of people will rent out a room to a person in their home and stuff like that. So, housing, if you want to live off campus, yeah, tons of options. Other stuff, just kind of random facts, I guess. I mean, definitely, like when I was there in the fall, it was hot at the beginning. But, in New England, like the weather will change in a second. Some days were cold. Obviously, it got cold in the winter. You're kind of in Western Mass. It's colder than, it gets colder than Boston, a little colder than Boston. So yeah, be prepared for snow and stuff like that when you're there. The weather can be just all over the place. But that's really any school in New England. So there's that. Oh yeah, I wanted to also talk about like bikeability and scooters and stuff. I don't know if they have like those scooters that you see in cities now here at UMass. I wouldn't be surprised if they don't. Just for like safety and stuff. But who knows? Maybe they do. Anyways, definitely it's a very good campus to bike. Obviously you have to be careful like when there's a lot of people there and everything. But I had a bike for like my last month. And then it was just so much faster going from places, though it was cold, so that wasn't great. So if it's the winter, probably not. But at other times, and there's bike racks all over the place and everything. Also, I wouldn't say UMass is, very, very diverse, but to me, it's pretty diverse. You have a lot of international students, which is pretty cool. Now, again, I have no idea how that's going to be in the future, but lots of international students. Obviously, like different classes and things you have will be more and less diverse than others, but there is at least a good level of diversity there, at least in my opinion. Other things, traffic. I don't know, I just thought of it. Even before COVID, there's not too much traffic in the Amherst area. Once you get near Springfield and some of the other towns and stuff, there will be more traffic, especially on weekends. But it's not like you're in the city. It's not like you're in Boston. You're not going to have to deal with tons and tons of traffic, which is a good thing for people who are driving. Other than that, we'll just get to my experience. So, I went to UMass as a freshman in fall 2017. So I wanted a single room, and the single rooms they had were in the Southwest residential area. I'm probably more of a Northeast residential area guy, but I'm like, and then I was going to switch to a double room, but I'm like, okay, I have the single room, I'll just keep it. Southwest, my experience there, you don't have to be a partier to go to live in Southwest. It's just, there's a lot more going on. You have to take the elevator up. Like I was on the 15th floor, which was kind of annoying. Or just walk up the stairs for minutes and minutes on end. Good exercise, but yeah. Not what you want to be doing every day. But, it was all right. For me, who's, I would say a little quiet and shy. I didn't love it in Southwest. But for others, that's totally different, of course. But anyways, I liked the classes. I liked most of the stuff. Really, I just left because, I didn't really like the living situation, which was really my fault because I should have just got a double room somewhere else. But, it wasn't terrible. I kind of made a brash decision to leave, and maybe I shouldn't have, but that's a topic for another video. Anyways, I like the food is great. I love the big campus, walking around. It was just like, so much, I would walk like 8 miles a day. And it was just so weird because like I hadn't walked like 8 miles just every day before. So like if you're, very active, you can go around the campus. You'll do a lot of walking and stuff. So I guess health-wise, that's very good. But yeah, I liked it. I didn't like everything, but I have to say, after going to like one or two schools after UMass, I really, really think UMass is a great school, for so many types of people. You don't have to just be a partier. You don't have to be really, really studious and live in the honors college. No, there's so many people there. There's so many groups. For people who like the outdoors like me, I mean, so much you can do. You have mountains, nearby, very nice nature areas right by the school. You know, it really has it all. That's really my takeaway. It really has it all. Big campus, very different types of people. And, you're not living right in the middle of the city and with everything that brings, and you can kind of, pick where you want to live in these areas with how your personality is, or live off campus and just commute. But yeah, that has been my review of UMass Amherst. I know this has been really, really long, so you can skip around to different areas and go back. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. As I said, I went here, so for me this was kind of easy and long because I kind of know more than normal. People who didn't go there would know. But overall, I really like UMass. I think you should definitely consider it. Whether you're from New England or not, it's a very, very, very nice area. Amherst itself is great. There's food from all over the world. It's very diverse for a rural setting. Yeah, it's just a very, very nice area. And you can go, you can drive half an hour and, be in the middle of the city, or drive half an hour and be in the middle of nowhere, out in the boonies. So, it's one of those areas that really has everything for every type of person. And, obviously with COVID, we'll have to see what happens after, but hopefully my video will still be relevant. But anyways, thank you for watching. Questions and comments. I know you're going to have questions, stuff I didn't cover. Put them in the comment section. If you want to reach me a bit faster, I'm going to link my Instagram. You can DM me on Instagram, because I'll just see it quicker, of course. My email is also in the About section. But yeah, comment here or write me on Instagram, just because it's so much faster. I'll get the notification right on my phone. But yeah, otherwise just write me a comment on YouTube, and yeah, I'll get back to you. If there's a lot of interest, I might do another video kind of more on my experience and stuff like that. But yeah, this was an overview. I hope you liked it. You can kind of get the regular UMass Amherst map and try and see the places that I showed you. But this Google Maps works great. Everything is labeled. Everything's in 3D. Pretty nice. So that has been my review. Make sure give it a like or a dislike. How you think it was, and yeah, we're going to be doing more of these hopefully soon. Take me a little more research because the school was easy because I went here. But yeah, thank you for watching, and remember, if you have any questions, send those to me and I will get back to you. Thank you, everyone. And I hope if you are looking at UMass Amherst, or maybe you're going to go to UMass Amherst, that this helped you out and was a good overview of the school.